It is so dumb that you have to pay if you want to edit your post. I didn't notice that. I copied this from Discord over to here, and all of my emojis are gone. Anywho, not important. Hi, thank you for being here. So nice to see you back. Thank you for joining me again on another Friday, where we are continuing with the very much amazing and my favorite of all the projects that I've created so far, the Kanban board. It's turning out so good. Today we are going to address something that I've been neglecting for way too long, to be honest, and that is authentication. Right now, that little thing over there doesn't exist. It's just a placeholder. There is no authentication, and that has to change, and it's going to change today. I remember last week we ended on a kind of a error. So let me explain what happened. So I believe we lost the ability to create new records because the model or the trait, hold on. Sorry, because the trait had a bootable, like a booting method, like a, what is it called? Like an anonymous, let me just show you. So it was the sortable trait. This protected static function was using a creating lifecycle hook for the model. Any model that was using this trait. Sorry, didn't drink water before starting. That was a mistake. Come on. So yeah, this wasn't working, and I figured it out like maybe 20 minutes later. I named this boot sorted for some reason, and the naming convention for this method is, or for any boot method on a trait, is the word boot and the name of the trait, class name, or the name of the trait. So it's sortable, like that. So that was preventing any models using this trait to set the default value for the stored column. So that's fixed. I did find some other problems, specifically with the edit box. I've already fixed them, but I'll show you what the problem were. Well, problem one was, for some reason, all of the cards used to be an A tag, so a link essentially. And because I was not using any URL for them, I just used the default value of href equals £. Well, for when you clicked on one and this thing would show up, if you pressed enter at that point here, first of all, the field was not out of focus, but that was another problem. If you press enter at this point, it would think that I was pressing enter on the link that I just clicked to open this form. So it would perform a full round trip to the server, and it would just show up the form that I'm looking at right now without any values, and it was weird. So what I had to do was, let me see if I have it here on the edit task. Was it the group? I think it was the group. So here in the group, I removed this task updated window while refresh. I don't think I needed that anymore. And on this div, which was the one just before all of the tasks. I just rearranged a few things. I don't think I changed anything here. I just made it look pretty, but this is the problem here. See how there was an href with a pound sign? That was causing issues. I could have just removed the href, but I think that was still giving me problems. So what I decided to go with just change the a tag with a div, give it the same classes, and add a cursor pointer, which I don't think is working, to be honest. Yeah, it's not. Might have to work on that a little bit more. But basically just changed a div, the a tag for a div, and gave it a cursor pointer to give it a different pointer when you hover over it, which is not really working, to be honest. But that kind of solved the problem. And then on the panel, oh, remember, I found out that I couldn't close the edit window by pressing escape, which is something that I was expecting. So in order to do that, I modified the panel.blade.php, which is the dialog panel blade component, and just added this line at the top. Exon key up escape window. Window is the important part. And I just set open to false, and that'll close the dialog using escape. And what else did I do? Oh, in order to focus the text input when you open the dialog, I had to add this little line here right after wire reset dialog form open. This xEffect function runs every time you change the value of open or the value of show dialog in the component. But all I did was just add this line of code that is very familiar to what we did with other forms, just using an xref named input to set the focus to that input whenever we open. Hence the if here, whenever we open the dialog, we set the focus to that input. So few little changes just to make things look good. So now if you click on one thing, it works. If you press escape, it closes, and you can change this. And if you hit enter, now it saves it as it should be. So yeah, it was something that wasn't working and I didn't notice until later that day. Hamad, how you doing, my man? Sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat. Hi, thanks for being here. All right. So yeah, what else? I don't think I changed anything. So today, what are we going to do today? I want to protect this page under authentication. So one thing that you could do is just install Breeze, and that probably would work. The one thing that I'm concerned about is, let me make sure that we are on week 8. Create a new branch. So week 8, add all of these changes here. Week 7 updates. And now we are on week 8. Okay. So one thing that I'm worried about is when you install Breeze, it's going to create a bunch of files, and I'm concerned that it's going to override something that I don't want it to override. For example, one thing that comes to mind is the fact that I have a dashboard page here that is essentially the root of all of my the dashboard that we are seeing right now. And I think that when you install Breeze, it will create a dashboard page as well, and I don't want this to be overridden by that. I don't think Breeze will ask me if I want to override the file. It will just override it, I think. So just to be safe, I'm not going to use Breeze. Instead, I want to use a little package that was showcased by the man, the legend, Josh Siray. I hope I'm saying it right. I'm sorry if I'm not. Josh Siray. He talked about this package called Auth by DevDojo. And it's basically just a package that you can use to fully customize the login page of any Laravel application or any. It's not really limited to Laravel. You can use it on a Laravel default installation. You can use it with Jetstream. You can use it with Breeze, Filament, Genesis, and Wave. Don't even know what those two are, but that's awesome. Hassan, hello from Bahrain. Thank you for your great content, bro. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And hello back. So nice to have you here. So yeah, I want to give this a try. I saw the video. Oh, by the way, if you are not subscribed to this guy, go ahead and do so right now. It's amazing content and he deserves a lot more subscribers. So go ahead and subscribe to him as well. That is Josh Siray. So I'm gonna use, I haven't rehearsed this at all, so this is risky, but it seems to be a very easy installation process. So why don't we just follow it together and try to add it to our application? Since we're not using any starter kit, I'm going to use the Laravel installation. I already created a project, that's fine. I'm already using SQLite as a database. And then next thing is just to install the package. Hold on a second. I'm gonna go grab a glass of water because I feel like my throat is closing up. Be right back. All right. Where's the coaster? All right. So let's install this package. Composer require DevDojo Auth. You think it's going to be a long ride? I hope not. I mean, it seems to be an easy enough installation. Let's see. I went through the documentation just before we started, and that's why I'm not so worried, because supposedly everything just works, but we'll find out. We are live. All right, so we have everything installed. Let's see what's next. Publish the assets, configs, CI workflow, and migrations. Let's do all of this. All right, we have a new folder in public Auth with all of the assets. We have a new folder under config. And that's just for Dev Dojo configuration. We're gonna see how that looks in a moment. CI workflow. We have a new folder under resources. Actually, no, this is GitHub. Interesting. We'll check what that is in a moment. And finally, migrations. All right. Would you mind working on a shared GitHub code space or maybe live shared VS Code extension? No, I wouldn't mind. What do you have in mind? I haven't done that before. Like, is this a project of yours? The one thing that I would say is that I don't have a lot of time available for me. I mean, I have this channel, I have my full-time job, I have my hobbies, so I don't really have a lot of time to work on more projects, but yeah, I would be open to do that. No problem. For a richer experience for devs, I guess. Yeah, everything for a better experience. Yeah, I'd be open to the idea, of course. Let me take a look at what we have now. So public auth. Public auth. I don't see anything different here. Well, there is a build, assets, manifest.json. What are the assets are? Scripts, styles, images. Oh, I've seen this. So that's the default icon for the login page. We'll see that in a moment. Then we have config file, which I think is in config dev dojo. We have config files for appearance, descriptions, languages, providers, and settings. Oh, I could look into it. I do share the code, and all the code that I have, I make sure that all of the updates that I do are on their separate branch, named by the week that we were working on it. This one is week 8, so I do have a branch for all of the weeks that we are working on the project, and I am not merging them into the main branch so that you can kind of follow along with all of the changes and you can compare branches with each other so that you can see the different updates and changes that were made from one week to the other. So maybe that's one way that you can reach the code that I'm doing. I'm very particular about my development environment, so I don't know how a live share extension for VS Code would work or a GitHub code space. I will look into it though. I see if that's something that we can integrate into the live streams. Seems like a good idea. Thank you for the suggestion. All right, so we have a bunch of configurations here, and I think once we get to the part where we are customizing the look and feel, there is like a configuration page for all of this, like a UI, and we'll see how that looks in a moment. Close a few things here. Okay, so we have configuration, we have assets, we have a workflow, how that looks. GitHub, workflows. It's like a testing workflow for the authentication tests. It's gonna run tests on Ubuntu. Using Composer, installing dependencies, remove current tests and symlinks, create SQLite file. This is interesting. Creates an ENV file, updates values in the ENV file, run the migrations, run the auth migrations, install PSPHP, and run the test. Interesting. So it's always going to run these tests whenever I push to a branch, which is nice. And then we have the migrations, which will be in database migrations. We have things for user social providers and a bunch of other stuff, plus the default ones that we already had here. But all right, let's keep going with the installation process. No, that's fine. That's fine. In any way that you can follow up, that's okay. I do recognize that sometimes maybe following along on a live stream is more difficult because there is so many tangents that I go on that following along in the code could be a bit more difficult. I see this experience as more like watch it on your own and then find out the things that you want to do and then focus on those later. Or maybe not. Maybe you want to follow along with the VS Code open. I don't know. It's not for me to decide. All right, so we have to run the database migrations. Easy enough. All right, we have user providers, social providers, update password fields. Oh, hold on. I left the light on. That's better. If you're not using a light, turn it off. All right, so now we also have two-factor authentication enabled. That's nice. All right, we need to extend the Dev Dojo user model. So your default user model needs the methods that handle 2FA and email verification. To do this, we want to extend. Is this easy to read? Is it? There, that's better. To do this, we want to extend the Dev Dojo user model from your default app models user. Navigate to the app models user.php file and add the following class at the top. And then extend the Auth user class. Instead of authenticable, we're going to use Auth user. Here's what your default user model should look like, and that's exactly how it looks. In installation, is it how do we enable dark mode? Hold on. Verify email, password confirmation, password reset. Yeah, all of those. We even have this 2FA page, which looks awesome. All right, setup and customizations. We can visit Auth setup to customize your application, appearance, modify the logo, background colors, and more. There doesn't seem to be a dark mode enabled. Authorization. Maybe we can do this. Let's see if it'll work. I'm going to look into the views themselves, so we can actually look into resources, views. Is there nothing here? No. So did it not publish the views itself? All right. Maybe if we take a look at the config files. Appearance. So there is a dark, at least a dark version of the fab icon. Maybe it's because of my Tailwind CSS config options. Right now I have dark mode set as selector so that I can switch it on and off. Changing the dark class at the top of the document. But I wonder if I just disable this and then come back to the login page. Will that do anything? If I refresh now, because of my machine is in dark mode, it's following the settings from my system. Oh, it looks like the chat disconnected. What happened? Are we still live? Looks like we are. Okay. Yeah, that was weird. Successfully connected. So it says, all right, we're good. So yeah, what if I go back to the auth page now that I have the Tailwind CSS config file properly set up? All right, sorry if this is white, just close your eyes. It's still white. Yeah, doesn't seem to be any options for dark mode. At least not from the classes that I'm looking at. Well, it's nothing that we can. Let's look at the customization. Before we do that, let me grab what is the color that we're using for background right now. It's a BG grade 950. Let's see if we can find something that looks similar to it. Just customize it ourselves. What was the link? Auth setup. so white. I apologize. Appearance, background, color. Then I have to manually pick it. Background image, image overlay color. Colors, text color. That's a bit disappointing, I guess. I mean, it's cool and everything, but it's kind of weird that they don't give you, well, because you can customize it all. I guess it makes sense. I mean, there is nothing stopping me from just publishing all the views and adding my own colors, setting the dark class and everything else. A little bit more work, but I'm in control and I don't see a downside to that. I don't know if using my own published views is going to mess up with the configuration. We'll see. For now, we're just going to leave it as is and just protect this page with authentication. Which we should be able to do with the route page. Just setting the middleware to Auth. Right? Correct. So now I need to sign up because I don't have a user. Let's start with all right. At least the page is now protected with user authentication. I'm going to fiddle with the views and see if I can publish them and then add my own colors, but I'm gonna do that off screen. I don't want to bore you with that. The one thing that I think I will do now is I want this to be kind of like the Breeze drop down. So what's the best way to do that? Maybe if I can create, maybe I'll create a new project using Breeze. I wonder if I should have done that before. If I was so worried that I was going to overwrite everything for me, I could have just created a new project and just bring over whatever I needed. Oh well. For now, I'll just settle with the dropdown. Let's create a new new example project here. Go to Herd. And let's do Laravel new Breeze template, something, I don't know. Laravel Breeze. Do I care? Yes, I'm already using a Livewire, so I'm gonna use the Vault class API, dark mode support. See, this is what I want from Dev Dojo. Give me the option. So yeah. Do I need a GitHub? No. Sure. Let's open this in VS Code and see what we're going to steal. I believe what I'm looking for is in resources, views, components. There should be a navigation, maybe a drop down here. Let me see. I think it's a Livewire component. Pages, no. Where is it? Navigation, navigation, navigation. Maybe if I look at the, here it is, layout, navigation.blade.php. I think this is it. New class, this is just a Livewire component. It's using Vault, but it's still a Livewire component. We have a logout method here. We have an Alpine.js component that is controlled with the open property. That's the drop down. If you click on it, it'll open up a drop down with the logout link. And no, this is, what is this? No, this is the whole navigation. So when you are in mobile, if you click on the navigation, on the mobile navigation, it will expand. So that's what this is for. I'm looking for the drop down, settings drop down. Here it is. Just using an X drop down component. This is an X slot, the name trigger. So that'll be the trigger to expand the drop down. And it has the name of the logged in user. And then a profile link and a logout link. I'm not going to use the profile link for now. So that is one thing. There is supposed to be another. Here. So this one here is hidden by default, and then it's shown only on small devices and up. So this one here, responsive settings, setting options, adding top. Okay, it's wrapped up by this class hidden. So this is always hidden. All right. I don't think I need to worry about that. I think I can just grab this one, which is the default one. In my case, if I'm in small devices like this is always visible. So my name will always be on frame. That's fine. Why is the sidebar not working? Oh my god. Did we break this and didn't know? Why is the... We gotta fix that. I didn't know that was broken. What's going on? See, I'm clicking it and it's not opening. What happened? So there is a add click dispatch toggle sidebar. Who is listening to that? Here, toggle sidebar window. Let me make this bigger. So this one's catching it. This one is not triggering it. Is that the case? Let's see. Let's figure this out. So this is on the header, I think. Okay, this is the event. We're listening for sidebar, toggle sidebar. Let's see if we are catching the event. Let's do console log here. Either we must be listening to it. This will listen to it anyways, but then we must not be dispatching it. All right, so this gotta be on. Where is the header? X Kanban header. Kanban header. Looking for the click event somewhere. Where are you? Here it is. Toggle sidebar. Are we doing something here? Put another console log. Oh, it's not clicking. Why are you not clicking? Do you need a Alpha.js scope? I think just doing X data will turn this into an Alpine.js component, the whole thing. Let's see if that works. So save that. Click. Oh, that was it. Huh. Interesting. I don't know if I want it on the top. Let's move it a little bit down because I only need that for the button, to be honest. So what if I just do X data on the button itself, which will then toggle the sidebar. I can remove the console log. I think I had another one, right? Yeah. All right. I didn't know that was broken. Thankfully, it wasn't too hard. So yeah, the problem was that the button here needed an Alpine.js scope in order to dispatch an Alpine.js event. Well, yeah, it makes sense because the sidebar, this whole thing, it's within an Alpine.js component, but the button, it's outside of it. So I didn't realize that. And I think that was when we moved everything around and I created a dashboard page and then moved everything into a dashboard page and those two got disconnected. Okay, but we fixed it. So I wanted to change this. At some point, I'm going to add back the image back. And I don't know if there is an option for this on customization. Appearance, modify the logo, background colors, and more. Authorization, social providers. Sorry. Well, that's hi Pratik, how you doing? That's the idea. In fact, I just don't want it to be so. I want something simpler, like not so bloated and full of features, because that, first of all, will take forever. You know, Jira and Trello, they have a very long time. They have been available for a very long time. And they are packed with features. And if you need those features, that's awesome. But I wanted to create something that is more lightweight. Sometimes in my case, when I'm working, I just need a place to keep track of my tasks and what I'm doing, what I'm done doing, and what is in progress. So what's on deck, what's in progress, what's done. And I don't really need all of the GitHub things and all of the comments and the users and a bunch of things that they're cool and they're useful to their point, and I do use Trello for work because I have a team, but for my personal use, I would like something more like toned down, more simplified. And that's the whole point of this. It's something like Trello, but not as big as Trello. And hopefully it's still useful. Oh, this is cool. You can change the alignment of the whole thing. Put it on the right, left, or center. You can change the redirect, show registration, show password, same screen, include a name field, include a password confirmation, registration, require email verification, enable branding, dev mode, 2FA, show login, show social providers. I don't need this. So there is no way for me to include an image. So yeah, at the end of the day, I think I'm gonna have to, is there even an option to publish all of the views? I haven't even checked. Yeah, auth components. Did I not do that? One sec. Was not part of the installation? No, it wasn't. So let's see what happens if I do auth components. So I have a new folder, resources, views, components, auth elements. So we have buttons, checkboxes, container, heading, input code, input placeholder, input link logo, separator, session message, social button, social provider, and text link. Okay, this is the whole auth container. And this is the container classes, which I'm guessing this comes from the configuration. ID auth container. So let me take a look at something real quick. I'm already logged in. Oh, and I can't log out. That's a problem. Yeah, let's replace this with the drop down so I can actually log out, and then I'll go play with the login page. I think I was saying at some point I'm going to add back this image, but that would require me to modify the registration page slightly, which I can do now that I have all of the, well, not really. I don't have the pages per se, I just have the elements that compose the pages. Huh. Yes, that was a good thing about Breeze. Am I gonna have to go back to Breeze? Maybe. Because with Breeze, they gave you the entire login and registration page for you to do whatever you want with it. And that would have been nice, because I want to include, like, when you register, you provide your avatar, like a picture of yourself, which I can then include up here. We'll see. Maybe we'll go back. For now, let's just bring that. Let's bring the drop down. Grab this whole thing. Padding top, padding bottom, border top. Maybe I can. I'm gonna grab all of this and then copy. Move back here. And then this, that would be in the header component, X Kanban header. This is the image profile thing. So instead of that button, let's see what happens if I just paste all of that here. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Okay. And then let's remove this button just for now. I think I can just comment it out. All right, what does that look like? It's gonna fail because I don't have this X responsive nav link. So let's bring that first. What's the best way to do this? Guess maybe I just create a new component called responsive nav link and make that a view component. Now let's move back to the Breeze template. Let's look for that responsive nav link. Grab all of this, copy, then open our own. Where is it? Responsive nav link. And paste. Only view. Hey Abdul, did I say hi already? I didn't. Hi Abdul, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Only view without class. Yes, that's correct. Since the one I'm copying from doesn't need a class or have a class, I can just create a blade component without a class using the dash dash view. Okay, save that. Hi. Okay, so we have this. What else do we need? Responsive nav link, href, wire navigate. You can use that. We're using wire, Livewire. All right, let's see how it looks. Route profile not defined, of course. We don't need the profile link. All right, there it is. It's kind of working. I mean, I have the email, it's showing the email, but it's not using, it's not giving me a drop down. How so? Maybe I did copy the wrong thing. See? Must have copied the wrong one. Yeah, this is the one I needed, the X dropdown. Oh well. Let's try that again. Grabbing the whole thing, I'm going to create a new, I'm going to need another component called X dropdown. Okay, let's copy that. X dropdown, yeah, that's correct. That is correct. That looked weird. All right, so we have X lot, X dropdown. That looks fine, well aligned. All right, so we need the X dropdown component. Bring that here. And drop down. And we also need the drop down link. Okay, let's start with the drop down component here. Let's bring the contents for that. So let's select everything, copy, and paste. Okay. Save, and now the drop-down link. Save, okay. Still, root profile not fine, I don't need it. Okay. Now we have a drop down with a logout link, which doesn't look terrible. It's not printing any information about the user just yet, but I can modify that. I can change that. Can I log out? No. Oh, because I need a logout, of course. Wire click, logout. What did that look like? Let me check. It was in the navigation here. Where am I gonna put this? Am I going to need a component for the header? Because right now, the header is just a regular blade component. Maybe I should make a Livewire component for the header. No, it's not a bad idea. PHP artisan make Livewire. What do we call it? Navigation? No, I'm going to call it Kanban header. Because I already have a Kanban board, then I'm going to have a Kanban header. And I can just use Livewire Kanban.header. I'm going to copy this logout function. And then open my template for the new, no, hold on. The component class should be an app, Livewire, Kanban, header. Let's put that here. And now for the view, I'm going to open the blade component header, which is this one. No, that's not the one. Well, yeah, that's the one. I think I should just move all of this into my Livewire component template and just discontinue the blade component. Import logging. Hold on, let me check. You mean logout? Probably import this. Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, let's take the, not that, let's take the contents of the blade component called Kanban header. Just copy everything. And let's open now the header, but the Livewire one. So header.blade.php, in resources use Livewire Kanban, which is empty. I'm going to put everything here. And then I'm just going to discontinue using the blade component, which allows me to have a wire click. Somewhere in here there was a wire click. Yep, this one, wire click, is going to call logout on this component. Which is here. Have I saved everything? No, I haven't saved the header. All right, now I can go to the dashboard and replace this with Livewire Kanban header. See how that looks. So everything looks the same, which is good. And if I click logout now, almost. Unresolved dependency resolving, guard in class illuminates Auth event logout. What the heck? Maybe I imported the wrong thing. It's app Livewire actions logout. Yep. I don't have that one. There's an action, app, Livewire, actions, logout. Interesting. I need this. Okay, let's copy all of this and let's go back, create that class. App Livewire. Actions. Logout. Save it, go back to the header component, and now I can import that logout action. Which is the parameter here. Copy inside function only. Why wouldn't need work? I mean, can I click logout now? Oh. Class doesn't exist. Are you sure? If I name it blade.php, it's not gonna work, of course. Oh boy, oh boy. All right, now we can log out. I wonder if I make changes to, no, I can't. It's nice that I can modify and customize this to my liking. I'm not arguing that. But the fact that I'm not able, but that does limit me in how much I can customize this to my liking. For example, if I need a new image for the sign up, I can't do that. I only have access to the components, not the entire thing. Which makes me think that at the end of the day, I'm going to probably go back to Breeze. I'll debate that over the next week. See if it's worth it. Maybe this was a nice learning experience. Now that you know about this Auth package, maybe it works for you in some of the projects that you don't need too much customization, and it will give you a lot of features that you don't have to code for yourself independently of Breeze, and you can even install it with Breeze. But because I need some extra stuff, I think we are going to try and doing it with Breeze next week. So maybe we try both words. We learn about this, and next week we're going to try and use Breeze and see how easy is that going to be. Whether we're going to have problems or not, we'll see. But I think for now we have an authentication system and it works, and I'm happy with it for now. I can log in, I can log out, I have a logout link inside that I can then customize further. And next week we are going to see how Breeze is going to compare with this package. All right, that'll be all for today. Thank you so much, everyone for joining me today. We're gonna leave it here. We have 1 hour and 17 minutes, which is more than enough. We'll see you on the next one. Next Wednesday, we are going to continue working on the package because I did found the problems that we were having with the blade component, the blade package. Yeah, you're right. Laravel Jetstream is very good, and you can even use this Auth package with Jetstream as well. So next Wednesday we keep working. I thought that we are going to wrap the package thing on Wednesday, but no, we still have work to do. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, so do it now so you don't miss the next one. And if you found any of this helpful, don't forget, leave a like, always helpful. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.